In this video, I'm going to discuss the derivative of the logarithm of an absolute value. So, the learning target for this video is for you to be able to find the derivative of a logarithmic function involving absolute value. So, theorem 1.4 says that for x is not equal to 0, the derivative of the natural logarithm of the absolute value of x is equal to 1 over x. So, ito yung gagamitin nating theorem. Okay? So, these are the derivatives of the different trigonometric functions. Nasabi ko na yun kanina. And these are the trigonometric ratios. So tangent is equal to the ratio of sine over cosine. Cosecant is equal to the ratio of 1 over sine. Secant is equal to 1 over cosine. And cotangent is equal to cosine over sine. So now let's have an example. So it says here for any x for which tangent x is not equal to 0, evaluate the derivative of the natural logarithm of the absolute value of tangent x. So solution from theorem 1.4 and the chain rule, we have, okay, so the derivative of the natural logarithm of the absolute value of tangent x is equal to 1 over tangent x. Okay, saglit lang magsulat tayo. Okay, so di ba yung theorem 1.4 natin, sabi kanina doon, the derivative of y with respect to x, or the derivative of x, tama, the derivative with respect to x of the natural logarithm of the absolute value of x is equal to 1 over x. Okay? So, i-apply ngayon natin dito sa example natin. Finding the derivative of the natural logarithm of the absolute value of tangent x. So, dito sa example natin, ang u natin, kasi gagamit tayo ng chain rule eh. So, ang u natin dyan, ang u natin ay tan x. Okay? Yung nasa loob ng absolute value symbol. So, that's tangent x. So, i-apply ngayon natin yung ating theorem 1.4 and the chain rule. Okay? So, for theorem 1.4, so the derivative of the natural logarithm of the absolute value of tan x is 1 over tangent x. So, 1 over yung nasa loob ng absolute value symbol, which is tangent x. Yan yun. Okay, tangent x. Kaya meron tayong ganito. In-apply natin yung theorem 1.4, which says that the derivative of the natural logarithm of x is equal to 1 over x. Since dito sa example natin, tangent x yung nasa loob ng absolute value symbol, therefore, the result will be 1 over tangent x. And then, applying chain rule, we will get the derivative of the function inside the absolute value. So, kukunin natin yung derivative ng tangent x. So, the derivative of tangent x is equal to, so kung babalikan natin yun, yung nandito, so the derivative of tangent x is secant square x. Okay? Kaya, secant square x yung nandyan. Kasi ang derivative, tandaan ang derivative ng tangent x ay secant square x. Okay? Ngayon, erasin muna natin yan. Okay? Okay, ngayon, ang ginawa natin ganito. Kasi ang final answer natin ang final answer natin dapat na lumabas ay ito, 1 over sine x cos x. Yan yung nasa module nyo. So, paano nangyari na yung 1 over tan x times secant square x naging 1 over sine x cos x? So, ganito po yun. Okay? So, copyin natin yung 1 over tan x times secant square x over 1. So, ito yon over 1. Next, is equal to 1 over sine x cosine x. Paano nangyari yon? Yung tangent x po natin, yung tangent x natin, tatanda natin na equivalent siya sa ratio ng sin x over cosine x. Kung babalikan natin doon. Okay? Yung tangent natin ay equivalent sa ratio ng sin over cosine. Balik ulit tayo doon. Okay, kaya meron tayong sin x over cosine x dyan. Next. Okay? So, ito ngayon ay, yan ngayon ay naging 1 over sin x over cosine x. Okay, so isi-simplify muna natin to. So, itong 1 na nandito, ang denominator niya ay 1. So, ang gagawin lang natin, multiply yung extremes divided by the means. Okay, so yung mga nasa labas or yung extremes, 1 times cosine x. Kaya meron tayong cosine x na nandito. Okay, and then, dito, ito namang means, itong nasa loob, divided by 1 times sin x. Kaya meron tayong sin x dito sa denominator. Okay. Next. So, ang meron tayo ngayon ay cosine x and sin x. Next, ito namang secant square x. So, laging tatandaan na ang secant, balik tayo doon. Okay, yung secant natin, equivalent siya sa ratio ng 1 over cosine. Okay? So, since naka-square yan, and then secant, ang secant, equivalent sa 1 over cosine. So, ibig sabihin, kapag in-square natin itong secant, dalawang beses na 1 over cosine yan. Tama? Next. Okay, so kaya, 1 over cosine x yan, and then, niraise natin sa 2 kasi meron tayong exponent na 2 doon. Next, copy natin cosine x, and then sin x. Next, i-apply natin yung product rule dito sa exponent. So, 1 square is 1 square, or just 1. 1 na lang yan. And then, cosine x raised to 2 is cosine square x. So, nandito na tayo, cosine square x. And then, so cosine yan, cosine over cosine x over sine x multiplied to 1 square is 1. Tapos, cosine square x, so para siyang dalawang cosine. Tama? Kasi square eh. Cosine, and then another cosine x. Okay? So, ngayon, i-cancel natin yung pwedeng makancel. So, pwede tayong i-cancel yung cosine and 1 cosine here. So, ang matitira lang sa numerator part ay 1. At ang matitira sa denominator are sine and cosine. Kaya meron tayong sine x and cosine x dito. Next. Find the derivative of f of x is equal to the natural logarithm of the absolute value of secant x. Okay, so solution. Okay, so f of x is equal to the natural logarithm of the absolute value of secant x. Okay, hanapin natin yung derivative ng function ng logarithmic function na to. So, f prime of x is equal to, so, na-apply pa rin natin dito yung theorem 1.4 which says that the derivative, wait lang, okay, yung theorem 1.4 sinasabi, the derivative d over dx of the natural logarithm of the absolute value of x is equal to 1 over x. So, in this example, ang nasa loob ng absolute value symbol natin ay secant x. Okay, so, f prime of x is equal to 1 over secant x and then apply chain rule. So, kukunin natin yung derivative ng secant x. Okay, d over dx secant x. So, itong part na to is application of theorem 1.4 at ito naman ay chain rule. So, 1 over secant x, derivative of secant x. Next, f prime of x is equal to, kopyahin lang, 1 over secant x. And then, the derivative of secant x is secant x tangent x. Okay? D over dx of secant x is equal to secant x is equal to secant x tangent x. Okay, next. Of course, i-multiply natin. 1 times secant x tangent x is equal to secant x tangent x divided by yung denominator na secant x. Secant x. And then, divide natin secant x over secant x is 1. So, ang matitira na lang is tangent x. So, ito yung derivative ng function na ito. Example number 3, find f of x is equal to the natural logarithm of the absolute value of cosine x. Okay? Find the derivative of this function. So, we have f prime of x is equal to, ang nasa loob ng absolute value symbol natin ay cosine x. Yan yung u natin. U. Okay? So, 1 over cosine x. Ang denominator natin ay yung nasa loob ng absolute value and then kunin natin yung derivative. So, this will be equal to f prime of x is equal to 1 over cosine x and then ang derivative ng cosine x ay negative sine x. And then, multiply natin, 1 times negative sine x is negative sine x all over cosine x. At alam natin na yung tangent is equal to the ratio of sine over cosine. So, pwede natin siyang isulat as f prime of x is equal to negative tangent x. Okay. Next, okay, so with the new differentiation rule in theorem 1.4, we get a new integration rule. So, ang theorem 1.4 sinasabi na the derivative of the natural logarithm of the absolute value of x is equal to 1 over x. So, this is a differentiation rule. So, mula dito sa differentiation rule na to, from theorem 1.4, nagkaroon tayo ng new integration rule. So, parang in-reverse lang natin itong differentiation rule natin na to. So this is corollary 1.1. In any interval not containing 0, the indefinite integral of 1 over x with respect to x is equal to the natural logarithm of the absolute value of x plus c. Okay? Binaliktad lang natin siya. With the new differentiation rule, we get a new integration rule. More generally, notice that f prime of x is not equal to 0 and is differentiable. Notice that if, sabi dyan, notice that if f prime of x is not equal to 0 and is differentiable, we have the chain rule that the derivative of the natural logarithm of the absolute value of f of x is equal to 1 over f of x times f prime of x, or simply f prime of x divided by f of x. So para lang siyang yung nasa loob, kunin lang natin yung derivative nung nasa loob ng absolute value symbol and then divided by the function inside the absolute value symbol. This proves the following integration rule. So the indefinite integral of f prime of x is divided by f of x with respect to x is equal to the natural logarithm of the absolute value of f of x plus c. Okay, so let's have an example of the indefinite integral of a fraction of the form f prime of x divided by f of x. So evaluate secant square x divided by tangent x with respect to x. Solution. So kung makikita nyo, etong numerator na secant square x ay derivative ng denominator na tangent x. Tama? Kapag kinuha natin yung derivative ng tangent x, ang sagot niyan ay secant square x. Secant square x. Okay, di ba? Andyan pala siya. Ayan o. The derivative of tangent x is equal to secant square x. So, yung numerator natin ay derivative ng denominator. So, from corollary 1.2, we then have the indefinite integral of secant square x divided by tangent x with respect to x is equal to the natural logarithm. Kukunin lang natin yung denominator. The natural logarithm of the absolute value of tan x plus c. Next, example number 2, evaluate the indefinite integral of 4x divided by x squared plus 4 with respect to x. Okay, solution. So, ito yung corollary 1.2 natin. The indefinite integral of f prime of x divided by f of x. Kapag daw yung numerator ay derivative ng nasa denominator, ang sagot ay ln absolute value of f of x plus c. So, tignan natin. Yung derivative, the derivative of the denominator is 2x. Tignan nga natin. So, x squared plus 4. Pag kinuha natin yung derivative niyan, okay, applying the power rule, we have 2 times 1 is 2. Tapos minus 1 dito sa exponent niya, magiging x. And then, yung positive 4 is a constant, of course, is 0. So, ang derivative nitong denominator natin ay 2x. But, yung numerator natin ay 4x. Pero kung iisipin nyo, yung 2x ay pwedeng maging factor ng 4x. Kasi kapag finactor out natin, pwede siyang maging yung 4x is equivalent to 2 times 2x. Okay? So, pwede pa rin nating i-apply itong integration rule na ito. So, the indefinite integral of 4x over x squared plus 4 with respect to x is equal to the indefinite integral of 2 times the quantity 2x. Okay? Itong 2x na nandyan ay derivative ng nasa denominator natin with respect to x. So, pwede natin siyang isulat as, so itong 2 ngayon na ito ay ilalabas natin. Okay? So, 2 times the indefinite integral of 2x over x squared plus 4 with respect to x. So, ngayon, yung nasa numerator na 2x ay derivative na nung nasa denominator na x squared plus 4. So, pwede na nating i-apply itong integration rule na to. So, that is 2 times the natural logarithm of yung nasa denominator natin ang ilalagay natin sa loob ng absolute value symbol which is x squared plus 4 plus c.